Hi students. So in this session we are dealing with the non-conventional energy sources. Okay. So the first non-conventional energy source available is solar energy. Okay. So we know that sun is the source of solar energy and it produces enormous energy and it is transmitted to earth, and in order to deal with the entire human needs, only 0.1 percentage of total energy of solar system is required. Okay, so we know that without solar sunlight we can't survive. All of the natural processes happens because of sunlight. Okay, so here there are so many applications where we can apply solar energy. So here it is listed few. First one is solar water heating. Okay. So we know that there can be two types of solar water heater. One is based on a solar panel based system. Other is directly by heating for water from the light, hot from the sun. Just like that, heat from the sun is used to heat water in glass panels. So we are filling waters in glass panels, and it is placed in roof area, and the heat from the sun is used to heat water, and the water is pumped through, and this hot water is pumped through pipes and panels. Using the heat from the sun, water pipes get hot and heat water without using electricity. So here we are heating the water without using electricity. So this is all about solar water heating. And next is solar cars. So what is the specialty of solar car or solar vehicle? It is an electrical vehicle which is recharged from solar energy and or sunlight. Okay, so the what is the specialty of solar vehicle? It recharges from sunlight. There is no requirement of any kind of fuels. So what happen? How it will work? That is, solar panels are used on this car that absorbs light and converts it into electrical energy. Okay, so in these vehicles, it is having solar panels. That panel absorbs light energy, sun energy, and convert that energy into electrical energy. The electrical energy is stored in batteries within the car, and that energy is used for the working of that car. And we can drive these cars in night time also. Whenever there is no sun, we can drive there because we are storing that energy in batteries. And next is solar cooker. So solar cooker is an oven like machine, and it is look like a box. It is outer cover is by wood, and the inner part is having a metal box. In wooden box is there, also inside a thermocol coating will be there. Inside that we are placing a metal box, and the metal box, the inside is coated with black color, and on the top surface it is having a mirror. Okay, so from this figure we know that why we are using that mirror also. So we are placing this solar cooker in sun where sunlight is available, and this metal box, we know that what is the specialty of black color? It absorbs heat, isn't it? So when solar energy is falls on this metal box, the food items that placed in that cooker will be heated up, and the mirror on the top side is used for the tracking of solar light to that particular metal box. So this is how a solar cooker works. Then solar electricity. So there are two methods: thermal method and photovoltaic method. In thermal method we are having mirrors, heat exchanger, some tubes which passes water, and turbine and generator. Okay, so these mirrors track sunlight or heat from the sun, and we are having a heat exchanger. These tubes are filled with running water. When these water passing through these tubes with the help of heat exchanger, that heat from the mirror is exchanged to the water, and the water get heat, and when water is get heated up, it will produce steam. That steam is used to rotate this turbine, and when turbine rotates, generator produces electricity, and that is distributed to for the users. So this is how the thermal electricity works. And the next point is photovoltaic. Photovoltaic means photo to voltaic, that is light to voltage, or light energy to electrical energy. Okay, so in this state, PV technology, it is also known as PV technology. Here we are using what? uh, Cells, solar cells. So solar cells are basically made up of semiconductor materials, and we know that what are the semiconductor materials? Silicon, germanium, and here we are using silicon photovoltaic cell, and the silicon voltaic cell has having a p-type silicon, and on the surface of that n-type silicon is coated, and there forms a p-n junction. Okay, so when uh, light falls on this junction, the electrons and holes will move in opposite direction, and it will produce a current. So we know that when what happens when charge, by the movement of charge carriers, it will produce electricity. Okay, so that electricity is used for our uses. Okay. Then mainly we know that in aircrafts are basically works based on the energy from that solar panels. Okay, so but there are certain disadvantages for solar energy also, because the it depends on the installation cost for solar energy systems or panels like that is high, and but there are so many only one time cost is there, then it will last lifelong. Okay, so only few maintenance will happen. Okay, so the advantages of solar energy is it is inexhaustible renewable energy sources, and it is non-polluting, and the environmental impact can be, we can reduce the environmental impact. And what are the limitations? So in sunny days we require to capture effective solar energy. Okay, so we know that in sunny days or rainy days only we, this is applicable, we can produce electricity from the sun when there is sunny day, not in rainy days. Okay, so initial setup cost is really high here. Okay, so this is all about solar energy. And next is wind energy. Okay, so wind energy as shown in figure, we are having wind turbines. Okay, so this is placed as a mill. Okay, not a, there is not one single turbine. There are lots of turbine which is placed in land area, and they are huge blades. We know that this wind, when wind passes, okay, high speed wind passes, these blades rotate, and these blades are connected to wind turbine, and when turbines are connected to generators, the when the blade rotates, the turbine also rotates, and it will connect it to generate, and this mechanical movement of turbine will be converted to electrical energy by the generator, and it is stored and transmitted for usage. Okay, so in wind energy also there are certain advantages. It is clean, pollution less, sustainable, cost effective, and there is no cost-effective fuel source. Okay, so it is having certain challenges. That is, wind. Good wind sites are often located in remote locations, and it is far from cities where the electricity is needed. Okay, so the transmission lines must be built to bring that electricity from wind farm to the city. So normally wind farms are located in remote areas, and in order to transmit the energy produced in the wind farm, we need a lot of efforts. Okay, so and another challenge is wind turbine, that is rotation of that huge blades will produce huge noise, and these are sharp things, and it will be, birds have been killed by flying into spinning turbine blades. Okay, so then we know that as like sunlight, wind is not always predictable. Okay, the availability of wind we can predict. Okay, so this is all about wind energy. Next is hydropower. So we all know that how a hydropower plant works. So in our place, most of the energy, electrical energy comes from hydropower plant. Okay, so we are just having a one reservoir. In reservoir, they are filled with water. That water from where we are, what are the resources of water? It is rain and water bodies like that. And from the reservoir, we are um, tracking. We are keeping water in it, height, and then through that height we are passing that water through some pipes to the turbine inside the hydroelectric power plant. That pipes is known as penstock. Through penstock water, high force water is coming, then the turbine is placed here. When water comes in force, the turbine rotates. The turbine is connected to generator here, and the generator will produce electricity, and this is it is having transformer and power has through power lines. The energy produced is transmitted, and when the level of the reservoir water level increases, the dam will be open like that, and the water after the production of electricity can be used for what farming purposes. Okay. So let's see what are the advantages of hydropower. It's clean, pollutionless, renewable energy source, relatively short time for construction and operation. So basically, as compared to other energy sources, hydropower plant is relatively short time construction and the operation effective. Okay. So the next point is hydropower efforts produce a number of benefits such as flood control, irrigation, and water supply. Okay, so these are the advantages of hydropower plant. Okay, so next is biofuels. So biofuels are basically the fuels that are derived from biomass and that are basically classified into green diesel, biogas, like that. Okay, so what is biodiesel? So it is obtained by the chemical processing of biomass. Okay. So here what happens is we are chemical processing that biomass products, byproducts, these products from living organisms, plants, etc. And it is produced by chemical processing of like okay, what are the uh, raw materials here. It is animal fat and vegetable oil, and this chemical reaction is known as transesterification, and biodiesel produce. Okay, so by transesterification we are producing biodiesel. What happens here? Chemical processes that vegetable oil and animal fat. Okay, so the biodiesel produce less emission than petrodiesel. Okay, so what are the advantages of biodiesel over the normal petrodiesel? It produces less emission. So and so there is certain disadvantages also, but the vehicle engines. Okay, so the vehicle engine should be modified to reduce damage to fuel lines and the rubber cover. In order to use that biodiesel, we need to modify the vehicle engines. Okay, next is green diesel. It is produced by the refining of vegetable oil. So, refined vegetable oil is green diesel, and this is it creates fewer problem than standard diesel and will run in any engine. So, in order to use that green diesel, we don't need to modify the current engine of that vehicle. Okay. So next is biogas. So it is also known as gobar gas. Okay. So the mixture of different gases produced by the decomposition of organic matter such as garbage, animal waste, etc. by anaerobic bacteria, and this process is called biomethanation or anaerobic digestion. Okay, so the biogas is produced by the process of biomethanation or anaerobic digestion, and we know that the biogas contains 65 percentage of methane and 30 to 35 percentage of carbon dioxide in that. That methane gases from the biogas can be captured and burned for cooking and heating. We know that why we are using gobar gas. It is for cooking purpose. Okay, so residue from that biogas is known as sludge, and that can be dried and can be used as fertilizers. Okay, and biogas can be used for power electricity. Okay, so this biofuels having different generation. In the first generation, we are considering biodiesel, biogas, bioethers, and bioalcohol as first generation biofuels, and they're considering biohydrogen as second generation biofuel, and the third generation is recently entered, that is fuel derived from algae and all. So this is all about biofuels. Okay. So next is the geothermal energy, and In geothermal energy, we are making use of the underground water and its hot temperature, the high temperature inside that earth crust. Okay, we know that when we are moving into the earth, the temperature rises. Okay, so at the center of the earth, the temperature will be like 6,000 degrees Celsius, and after passing each kilometer from the top of the earth, the temperature will be increases by 250 degree Celsius. So we know that under the earth there are hot rocks and it will produce magma. So that hot rocks, what happens is we are drilling holes inside that particular area. We are selected area and we are inserting pipes to that drilled hole, and then the steam hot temperature from the uh, earth crust comes out upside through that pipes, and we know that we are having water deposition under the earth. That hot temperature steams up, make prepare steams from that hot water, and this steam is collected. Here we can see that steam is collected, and this steam is used for the rotation of the turbine, and the turbine is connected to generator and it will produce energy, electricity, and there should be some cooling requirement is there. Okay. So all our machineries, so we need to cool them. So we are having some cooling mechanism also. Okay. So this is how a geothermal power plant works. Okay, so let's see the what are the advantages of geothermal power plant. It is renewable, environment friendly, and not affected by seasons or day and night cycles. And it can be used directly from for space heating, hot water generation, etc. And the disadvantage is only available in certain regions. Okay, that is geothermal power plant. We can place all the areas. That particular area, there should be some selected sites. Only there we can implement geothermal power plant. And the overall efficiency of power production is just 15%. Okay, so the efficiency for this geothermal power plant is very less as compared to other power plants. Okay. So next is the energy from oceans. So energy from the oceans are used for the production of electricity, and we are using three types of energy from the ocean: tidal energy, ocean wave energy, ocean thermal energy conversion. So let's see how tidal energy works. Okay, so it is a turbine is there, and that turbine is used by, rotated by the flow of tides. Okay, so we are having area, we are placing that uh, turbine inside that uh, ocean, and when tide comes the turbine rotated associated with that turbine generator will be there. That generator will produce electricity. This is what happens in tidal energy power plants. Okay, so there are two types of tidal systems. So one is tidal stream systems and a tidal barrage. Okay, so in tidal stream system, that are running tides are used for the production of energy, and in tidal barrage we are having a tidal basin where we are collecting that tides. From that basin we are rotating turbine and producing electricity. So this is all about tidal energy. Okay, so next is the ocean wave energy. Okay, so here we are having certain chambers. We in that chamber or columns we are collecting that waves. Okay, so that here we can see that the incoming waves enter that particular chamber, and we know that what is the speciality of waves. It is having rise and fall. So this is collected in certain chamber, and in this chamber it is having air. When the up and down, rise and fall of this waves happens, the air in that particular chamber or column is compresses and decompresses. So due to this compression and decompression, the turbine associated with that particular column rotates. So turbine is connected to generator, and the generator will produce electricity. This is what happens in case of wave energy. Okay. So in case of ocean thermal energy conversion, it uses the temperature variations between the warmer surface layer and a cold bottom layer of oceans to generate electricity. Okay, so in tidal energy we are making use of tides, and in wave energy we are collecting that waves, and the rise and fall of wave is used in ocean thermal energy. From the name itself, it is having thermal. Okay, so it is something related to temperature. Okay, so here it is making use of the temperature variations under the sea. On the top of the ocean, we are having warmer temperature. When we move into the bottom, it is having cold temperature. So that temperature variation is used for the production of energy. Okay, so let's see what are the advantages. The advantages of tidal energy or ocean wave energy is it is renewable, pollution free, density of water greater than air, so more energy can be produced. Large land area is not required. Okay, so it just comes under the ocean. Okay, so there is no requirement of large land area. And what are the limitations of ocean thermal energy conversion? The energy of power depends on generation of power depends upon the concurrence of tide and wave. So we need to wait for the occurrence of tide and wave, and then there are only few suitable sites for tidal barrage. Okay, so we cannot install tidal barrage everywhere in the ocean. Only few sites, suitable sites will be there. Okay, so this is all about what non-conventional energy sources.